Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the secrets hidden within those complex corporate filings. Today, we're diving into IMED Incorporated's latest report, and let me tell you, it has got some spicy updates about their top brass and their current financial pickle. Before we jump in, if you are all about cutting through the jargon and getting to the real story of your favorite companies, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget, we have a Discord community linked in the description below where we chat all things finance, IMED Inc. Just dropped a Form 8K, which is basically a heads up for important events. The big news here is about their leadership's pay and the company's struggle to get its financial reports filed on time. It looks like things are a bit bumpy over at IRMed. So first up, let's talk about the folks running the show. There have been some adjustments to the employment agreements for the Chief Executive Officer, Ran Ziskind, and the Chief Financial Officer, Sharon Lefkowitz. For the CEO, Mr. Ziskind, his previous deal had him getting a chunk of money each month, which was supposed to get a boost after the company snagged some serious funding. But now things are changing. Starting the 1st of December 2025, he is ditching that fixed monthly salary for an hourly rate. He'll be paid 37 Israeli shekels. Per HR he works. The company does have the option to increase this rate up to 300 shekels per HR, but that decision rests entirely with the board of directors. So, it is a shift from a predictable income to pay based directly on time spent working, with potential for a significant upside if the company hits its financial targets. Now, let's look at the CFO, Ms. Lefkowitz. Her contract has also been amended. Previously, her monthly salary was lowered. Her role was scaled back to about a quarter of a full-time job, and she no longer had a company car or any car allowance. With this new amendment, similar to the CEO, she is also moving away from a fixed salary. She'll now be compensated at an hourly rate of 185 Israeli shekels per HR worked. All other terms of her original agreement, as amended before, remain the same. It seems like both top executives are moving to an hourly pay structure, which in the CFO's case is quite a bit higher per HR than the CEO's starting rate. But here is where the report takes a serious turn. IMED is having some significant financial challenges. Because of these difficulties, they were unable to file their quarterly report for the period ending the 30th of September 2025 on time. This is a pretty big red flag for investors and anyone keeping an eye on the company's health. The company states they are actively looking for ways to fix their money problems and improve their financial situation. They want to get back on track with filing their reports as soon as possible, but they can't promise when that will happen or if they'll be successful. This uncertainty is a major concern. When a company misses a filing deadline, it usually means they're in a tough spot financially. Now, the report includes what they call forward-looking statements. Basically, these are guesses or predictions about the future, like their ability to get more funding become current with their filings, or when those filings might happen. They're also warning that their actual results could be very different from these predictions. They list a bunch of risks, like how accurately they can estimate their expenses and revenues, the success of any development activities or clinical trials they might be involved in, their ability to get and keep patents and competition from other companies. They also point to risks identified in their previous annual report, which was filed back in April of 2025. It is a standard disclaimer, but it really underscores the amount of uncertainty surrounding the company right now. The report also lists the exhibits filed with it. These are the actual documents that support the information in the report. Exhibit 10.1 is the first amendment to the employment agreement between the company and Mr. Ziskind, and Exhibit 10.2 is the fourth amendment to the employment agreement with Mr. Lefkowitz. These documents would contain the full legal details of the compensation changes we just discussed. And finally, we see the signatures. Sharon Lefkowitz, the Chief Financial Officer, has signed off on this report on the 12th of December 2025, indicating that the company is officially submitting this information. Now let's put on our Warren Buffett hat and see what this all means. IMED Incorporated seems to be in a bit of a bind. The move to hourly pay for their top executives, while potentially saving the company money in the short term or aligning pay with work, also suggests a shift away from guaranteed compensation, possibly due to cash flow issues. The fact that they've missed a filing deadline for their quarterly report is a significant concern. This often indicates deeper financial troubles, like inability to generate enough cash to cover operations or meet debt obligations. The company's statement about actively seeking alternatives to address liquidity needs is code for, "We're trying to find money." Fast, this could involve selling assets, taking on new debt, or even seeking a new round of financing, which they mentioned as a trigger for potential pay increases for the CEO. However, the fact that they can provide no assurance on the timing or outcome of these efforts means the situation is quite precarious. The risks highlighted are pretty standard for a company in this situation. The ability to attract funding, manage development, get regulatory approvals, and face competition are all crucial, but the overarching risk here is the company's very survival and its ability to become current with its reporting obligations. If they can't get their finances in order and start filing reports on time, it could lead to further penalties, delisting from any exchange they're on, and a complete loss of investor confidence. In terms of company direction, this report paints a picture of a company struggling to navigate financial difficulties. The leadership changes in compensation structure are a reaction, not necessarily a strategic growth move. The primary focus right now is clearly on survival and stabilization. The key opportunity, if they can pull it off, is securing that significant funding round and getting back on a stable footing. The biggest risks are not being able to secure that funding, which could lead to bankruptcy and the ongoing uncertainty that deters any potential investors or partners. Overall, IMED Inc. appears to be in a critical phase. The missed filing and the vague statements about financial difficulties suggest a serious problem. The changes in executive compensation are a symptom of this, rather than a long-term strategy. Investors should be extremely cautious. And the company needs to demonstrate a clear path to resolving its liquidity issues and resuming timely filings. Alright, that is our breakdown of IMED Inc. Its latest filing, what is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Do you think they'll be able to sort out their financial mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Don't forget to check out the Discord link in the description to join the conversation. Thanks for watching. See you next time.